Hello everyone, David here, MixBus TV, and welcome to another start to finish mastering course. In this one, we're gonna master this hip-hop, R&B pop song called Flavor. I'm gonna show you how to go from a good mix to a great master. Loud, clear, and punchy, but most important, that will translate well across all media. For this client session, I use a combination of hardware and plugins, and I will show you that with all the settings, but I will also give you alternatives for the hardware that I use, so you can transfer this in an all-in-the-box setup. Let's get started. And this is our Fusion Plus SPL. Before going into the two compressors that we are using, this is where I shaped the new top end to give it that modern, polished top end. It's all the Empress EQ. We can see the settings. I'm not using the mid band and I'm using the low end. It's just the top end. First of all, we have 4 clicks, which is quite a lot. And this is what I prepared the track for when we were using Spiff, when we were using split EQ and device de-esser. This is what I was preparing the track for. I quickly ran the track to the analog chain, trying to find which EQ was gonna work better for this track. The Empress won. I like how the vocals and everything else were sounding with this top lift. At this point, I went back before even trying anything else, and I prepared the tracks with the plugins and going very clinical what I was feeding to my chain. So we have 4 clicks, a 4K in shelve mode, and then 2 clicks in cut, and we have it in normal cut. I feel showing like pen on paper, girl. That special type of love you craving for. Are you my favorite type of flavor, girl? And I really wanna taste ya, girl. I feel showing like pen on paper, girl. The special type of love you craving. You told me that you were scared I fall in love, but baby girl, you know I was a man. I'm a commander, I'm a soldier man. I'm your protector, I'ma hold your hand. So baby girl, let's don't pretend. You know I love you and I know you love me back. Every time that I spend with you, girl, I don't wanna leave. You the first and the last thing, girl, I think about in my sleep. Every pain that you're feeling, girl, I be the one to relieve. I light your flame, whatever lasting love. Now take my hand and believe. Are you my favorite type of flavor, girl? And I really wanna taste ya, girl. I feel showing like pen on paper, girl. Sounds amazing. This is one of the best top end out there. Of course, this is a move that, yeah, you feel it when you activate it, but when you go back to bypass, you feel like, oh wow, I thought it was fine before, but now it's much better. And it's tricky because we know brighter better, so I had to really listen carefully before deciding, yes, this is a good move or not. From here, we go to the 670. All right, for this one, I tried many compressors. I almost tried all the stereo compressor. I have SSL, Bus Plus. I actually punched the Dictator at some point, the Gain Lab Audio, which was a good contender. It was softening the top end a little more. I ended up having to have this combination of the 670 and this one because I wanted the tube sound, but I didn't want the tube action for the compression. The NG bus for the actual compression was much better because it kept the punch, actually enhanced the punch. This is how we are running it. Sidechain is a 150, so we are really trying not to have the kick and the bass trigger the compressor too much. We are a 4 ratio, 10 attack, and auto release, which is very uncommon for me, but for this song, it really worked well because we have a very different rhythm section between the chorus and the hooks. This one was really working well. I love the auto release on this compressor. And we are hitting actually a decent amount of compression for mastering. So we are hitting about 2 dB of mastering, sometimes even more, and we're compensating for it, so the volume is exactly the same. Scared I fall in love, but baby girl, you know I was a man. I'm a commander, I'm a soldier man. I'm your protector, I'ma hold your hand. So baby girl, let's don't pretend. You know I love you and I know you love me back. Every time that I spend with you, girl, I don't wanna leave. You the first and the last thing, girl, I think about in my sleep. Every pain that you're feeling, girl, I be the one to relieve. I light your flame, whatever lasting love. Now take my hand and believe. Are you my favorite type of flavor, girl? And I really wanna taste ya, girl. I feel showing like pen on paper, girl. Especially I purposely showed you the verse because you heard that there's more gain difference between the verse and the chorus, because of course the compressor is not compressing as much in the verses, and that was 100% by design. That's what I wanted. I wanted the two parts not to be too different in density, let's put it this way. And it worked perfect. And that's also why, again, the auto release on this one. After this, our analog chain is done, is over. So we're going back into Pro Tools, printing through the 80 Plus mastering converter, and because I'm running this session on 88, so I'm a higher sample rate, and because now we have two amazing tools, very much underrated, which are the new Tokyo Dome Lab ultrasonic and infrasonic. These are two advanced filters, low pass and high pass. And especially the low pass filter, so the ultrasonic, ensure you when you work a higher sample rate that you don't have any intermodulation noise coming back in when you're using any kind of distortion and or saturation, and compression falls into that as well. So not just clipping or saturation and limiting, which we have. So it's a good idea. If you don't know these two processors, I highly advise you to go and get them. You can see my ultrasonic is set at 20K, 99.9. Slope is at 65%, Nyquist at 0. So you really make sure that nothing comes in that is not supposed to. But the great thing about this filter is the dynamic gate. This would take a whole video to explain in detail, but in long story short, the dynamic gate makes it so this filter only activates when we actually have a problem or a potential problem. So let me show it to you. It's a brilliant design. Same thing for the low end, not really because I have anything to cut in the low end, but I still have it on for a reason. You can see I'm cutting 19.7, so below even the audible range. But one of the reasons because I put it here, it's because this filter has options that are great. When you cut, and just in case I needed to cut more than this, you can add harmonics and subharmonics from the corner frequency, which really helps so much, especially for me. With my monitoring system, I can hear everything down there, and even a cut at 24. Sometimes I feel like it's robbing me of some power, and basically these three buttons, these three functions help you generate subharmonic in case of the subharmonics, or higher harmonics at the corner frequency to have more headroom and get rid of the sub energy that is not needed, but it kind of re-injects some power in the low end that you might lose. Two super simple, great, underrated tools. These come after my analog chain. Before going into device de-esser, again, post analog chain, because of the high boost, I really wanted to make sure everything was smooth. So this shows you mastering is all about little steps, okay? Because we added quite a good amount of top end with the Empress. So this one, all right, you can see what triggers it. Only, exclusively the S's on the vocal, all right? So this one, the threshold is so high it doesn't catch anything, so we can turn it off altogether. This is what you're looking at. And again, in this case, I have it all wet, and you can see the settings here, and we can monitor it. Just the vocals, and that's it. Now the loudness stage, and like I said, at this point, it's fairly easy. We have a K-clip first. And if you are on YouTube and the video stops here, you can click the join button and join the channel and access this and all the other mix and mastering courses. Alternatively, you can go to mixbusstv.com and buy the full course, and in there you will find all the other mix and mastering courses in many different genres, start to finish. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe. See you next time.
Hands on my neck, hands grip my throat. Lift me up.